So we just hit 90k. Wait, whoa. 90,000 subscribers. I literally can't believe this. Thank you so much. I truly am adoring this community that we have here, and I'm just like so over the moon. Y'all are so sweet, and I adore your comments, all of your support, and just like this community means the world to me, and it's truly been just such a grounding thing for me, especially being overseas on exchange right now. I'm not in my room, and it's just really beautiful being with you guys. So thank you all so much for 90k. Love you. Anyways, today we're gonna be reading some of you guys' lines from your books, your favorite lines from your own novels. But I'm really sorry if I don't read out some of your guys' comments and lines. I can't read out all of them. There were so many people who commented on my community page, so I'm so sorry if I don't get to yours. But I'm very excited to be reading some of you guys' favorite lines. And honestly, you guys are actually so talented. Like, y'all are amazing. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and read some of your guys' favorite lines from your book. So go ahead and grab some tea, grab a coffee, and come chill with me as we get inspired to write our books. Okay, so the first quote goes like this: "His anger did not fall in rivulets, but waterfalls." I think this is just a really beautiful quote. I think I really adore it just because of the imagery and like his anger falling. Like usually you would think, you know, tears are falling, but like anger, ugh, I don't know, it's really pretty. I really do love water imagery, and I just fell in love with this quote, so I adore this so much. Okay, so the next quote goes like this: "You'll be like me soon," he smiles. "You and your shadow, you'll be like us. You may even grow wings. But even then, with the wings of an angel, a heavenly bird, you'll still be the monster we are." Ugh, look, I'm a sucker for dialogue pieces, and this, y'all know that a lot of my books have very like angelic slash bird imagery, so this takes the cake like so much. I adore it, and the fact like monsters and like an angel, like that sort of comparison, oh my gosh, I adore that so much. Next up we have a couple quotes. This person commented too, so let's read both of them. "Sometimes when something disappears in your life, it is better to forget than to chase what is already lost." And bestie, wow, the mind-blowing stuff y'all talk about in your comments, like this is stuff that readers will highlight and be like, that changed my life. When something disappears in your life, it's better to forget than chase what is already lost. Wow, I like need to say that on a daily basis now. And then that other quote is, "Sometimes thoughts don't need to be displayed in words or heard in songs. They just need to be lived." And like, y'all, are you like a script writer? Are you a movie script writer? Because like this stuff I can see on like trailers, on edits, on everything. I'm just simply obsessed. I am literally obsessed. Next up we have this quote, which is really cool, and it says, "Torture won't silence the anger of the unrevenged." And like this gives me epicness vibes, like fantasy vibes, where like I can definitely see it as a tagline to the book, or like, you know, a blurb piece from your book. It's just so like the unrevenged, like it's like an epic thing. And if you guys don't know, I'm like a huge sucker for really short lines, like short quick lines. I adore so much because they're just so like, I don't know what it's about them, they're just so fun and catchy and snappy, and I just like, yeah, I'm obsessed automatically. Okay, next up we have, ooh, I love this quote. It says, "The sun continues to beam down rays of angelic sunshine." So beautiful off the bat, outlining every imperfection which makes perfection. I'm gonna cry. "Bubbles of sea foam reach towards the blue sky, each with a paintbrush, and with each stroke of an antique white, the sky is decorated with many memories from the shoreline." That's unfair. You can't write like that. I'm so jealous of you. This is so beautiful, especially antique white. Have you ever heard? I've never, but I know what that white is. Like, this is why I love writing. Like, y'all are making me so excited and inspired to write. It's crazy how much feeling you can put in description and just like, oh my days. Y'all are so talented. I'm gonna continually say that in this video. You guys are just so talented because you guys are. You truly are. Okay, this person has a really cool dialogue piece, which I obviously love dialogue pieces, so I'm very excited to act it out for y'all and read it. Please don't mind if I butcher any names also in this video. I'm sorry, but I'm really excited. Let's read this. And when it's time for you to die, what do you propose to do then? I asked, a smirk begging to contort my lips. I intend to simply refuse him. His tone was confident. Refuse death? Precisely. An interesting but vain concept. Vain? He asked. Nobody can refuse death. The man across from me smiled, a large and uncanny grin. You did. Yeah, this, oh man, like I don't know how else to describe. I'm just blown away. Like I love especially dialogue pieces or just pieces and quotes that end in that sort of like, you did, like you guys get what I mean, like that sort of cliffhanger, sort of like mic drop moment of writing is like my favorite thing in the world. So I adore this so much. The next one goes like this. The embedding of their fingers burned into my skin, etched like the scars I pride myself in. And what I felt wasn't anything like pride. It was exactly the opposite. And I'm not sure if you intended to rhyme, but that just made it even better. Like, it's hard to get the context of what's happening here. The embedding of their fingers burned into my skin, scars that I pride myself in. Like, there is so much to unpack here. It's difficult for me to conceptualize. It's honestly something that gives me ghost light energy. Of course, y'all haven't read my book yet, but this gives me the energy and I'm here for it, and I'm just really interested. Like, if you can get me to want to read your book in like one random quote or like a favorite quote from your book, you're doing an amazing job. So obsessed with this quote, obviously. Next up we have a quote from Ashley. If you guys don't know, Ashley Faye writes on Instagram. She's one of my besties. We go live sometimes together and I just adore her. So this is one of her quotes from her books, which is Project SOK. It goes like this. What happens when a pillar that upholds a castle crumbles? The structure falls out of balance and collapses within itself. Naimyu stood before the remains of her pillar, her legacy, carved in stone. I'm a sucker. I keep saying I'm a sucker for this, I'm a sucker for everything, but especially like this sort of imagery where it's kind of like you get a sort of metaphor and then you compare it to like a character. And of course, like I know the context a little bit of Ash's book, and this is just so exciting for me. Like I'm so excited for her story, like the pillar and like what it represents, especially for this character. So cool. So I think, yeah, I'm obsessed, Ash. I love this quote so much. Go follow Ash on Instagram too. She makes amazing content, as well as Ace, who we're going to get into right now. Ace reads and writes on Instagram. Go follow these two besties of mine. And Ace's project, which I am so excited for, is These Little Souls. And this is what the quote sounds like. I could still feel Adonis's blood on my hands as he laid there dying, gored by Ares' charmed boar. I could still hear Achilles' earth-shaking cries as he stood over the corpse of Patroclus, his limp head lolling in the dirt. I could still feel Helen as she pounded on the walls of Troy, begging the gods for release. I do not want this monster. Had she meant Paris or me? Wow, there's lots of stuff going on there. I'm also really bad at pronouncing like mythical Greek names, like any Greek names, can't do. But this quote, how are you guys not sold already? Go support Ace. Literally, her writing gives me so much like the Song of Achilles vibes, all the vibes, and I just adore it. Like especially his limp head lolling in the dirt. I want to write like this. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. This next quote goes like this. I would give you every piece of me just for you to stay. You own my heart, Juliet. Every last piece of it is yours. And this writer says it's Puba oh well. Are you kidding me? This is such a good quote. I would give you every piece of me just for you to stay. You own my heart, Juliet. Every last piece is yours. This gives me Mr. Darcy vibes. The Notebook in the Rain confession vibes. Like, this is good stuff, and I can definitely see this as like a highlighted quote in the book. But truly, like, don't compare yourself to others. This quote is amazing. I adore you as a writer. I think you're doing amazing. And also, if you guys want to support other writers, go check out everyone else's quotes on the community posts. I'll have them all linked down below. There's 2 of them, which is the 80k one community post, and then also the recent one, the 90k. So definitely go check each other's out and comment and discuss and vibe out, because y'all need to bring each other up. Next up we have another quote. Obviously that's what I'm reading, and it goes like this: the sun leaves you for another, but the moon is always there, for you just have to look up, and even if you can't see it, the darkness only hides it for a moment. And I don't know, I love these sorts of poetry parts, especially in books where like the description, the metaphors are all there. I always love imagery of celestial stuff and stars and stuff in the sky, whether that be like angelic sort of imagery or moon imagery. I literally am obsessed with the moon. But anyways, I love that quote. Next up we have another one which says, another dialogue piece: tell me who's crueler, prince, the dragons who hunt for prey or the beasts who hunt them for fun? Oh my gosh. Like, the way I need to think about that for a second. I love those sorts of quotes. It's just slayed so hard. And the fact that it's like directed to the prince. I do not wish to be powerless, but here you stand, stealing every bit of it by just being. I do not wish to be powerless, but I'm completely weak for you. Y'all know how to make me cry. Oh my gosh, this is too good. If I could eat your writing, I would eat your writing. That's such a weird thing to think about. I do not wish to be powerless, but I'm completely weak for you. Freaking out. The romantic in me is dying, so you've done a good job. I also got this really sweet comment that I just want to read because you're seriously so sweet, and whenever I get comments like this, I simply cry inside, like, and I think about it the whole day. So I just wanted to read it. I hope that's okay. This is by Julia's book, and she says, I ended up deleting my previous comment to find some answers, but I did successfully, presumably. If I'm allowed to just share another one, I have multiple from my notes app, even for the ones I didn't even touch. Once again, I'm so proud of you. Mother is mothering. I admire you. You've helped me a lot and I owe you so much. Oh my gosh. I'll spend all the money that I can on Ghost Side. Aw, I'm so excited to read it. I genuinely am. And like, the fact that y'all want to read my book. If y'all don't know, I have a Ghost Side coming out, which is my literary fiction paranormal novella. Actually, not novella, it's actually a novel now, but the fact that you guys want to read it and I get these comments literally blow my mind. So thank you with all of my freaking heart. Anyways, this is her comment, and it says, sometimes therapy isn't always the best solution. Ruth has seen it, experienced it, like witnessing a shattered glass. Bestie, you have no idea how much this gives Ghost Side energy. So the fact that you're excited for Ghost Side and you're writing a book similar to this, ugh, the fact that it's a romance and like talks about therapy and stuff, bestie, I hope you're doing okay. But I love your comment, especially when I read like witnessing like a shattering glass. Like, that's an interesting way to put it, and I still don't have the context obviously, but it's amazing from what I'm seeing. So bestie, keep going, you're doing amazing and I love you so much. Okay, here's another one. It says, in the silence between heartbeats, the universe spins its stories of love and loss. And I love that idea, the silence between heartbeats, like how the universe and the life in it is just this space between heartbeats, and like this, like, I don't know, it like makes my brain think about like everyone's like a cumulative heartbeat being like the heartbeat of human race. The universe spins its story of love and loss, and just like how those two things are literally what humans experience. Like, this is a sort of bigger quote. Like, it seems simple, but no, it's like really deep. It's freaking deep. So you just made me cry. Ooh, next up we have another quote. This gives me Prince vibes again, but it says, nothing is worth the price of your heart, my dear. but I'm determined to win it. Marvelous. Next one, it goes like this. She was the beginning of something great. She felt it in her bones with every breath and every heartbeat. Fury leaked into her blood, contaminated it. And I love this imagery. The fact that fury is like a bad thing and it contaminates your blood and it like boils in your blood. Ugh, wow. It dripped down her shackled hand. So good. She felt something on her face. It had come out of her eye. It was hot. It was fury in the form of a tear. That's perfect. That's amazing. Like the amount of, I don't know, context I can get from this. It was fury in the form of a tear. Y'all are talent. Like this is talent right here. I love this description. I'm obsessed with it. Dripped down her shackled hand, leaked into her blood. It was hot. Like all of these feelings in this like description. Wow. And the rhythm too was actually really good. So honestly, I have no constructive criticism. It's amazing. Okay, this quote especially, I had to put my laptop down. This quote, like, I say this for all of you guys' quotes, but this quote made me like shiver and like made me, it's so hard to describe. Like writing and like reading, it makes me feel this sort of way, and like this is exactly like what made me like, it's so hard to describe. I'll just read it so you guys can hopefully feel the same way I felt. So, but I love this quote so much. It says, "I was no longer human, but a lump of flesh forgotten. I had died that day, a carcass on the side of the highway, for little girls to count on their way home." Especially like, y'all, like for little girls to count on their way home. Oh, this gives me like female rage. This gives me like almost ghost side vibes as well. Like a carcass on the side of the highway. Like, was there a murder? Like, oh my gosh, like seems almost paranormal and really scary, and it gives me like, you know, Ted Bundy vibes. Like, oh my goodness. But female version, I don't know. It's amazing. I love this quote so much. Oh, this quote gives me such Asterion vibes. If you guys don't know Asterion from Larian Studios' amazing Baldur's Gate 3, I'm so needing to like play this game so much, but I'm not at home, so I don't have my big PC. I couldn't bring it to the Netherlands. So like this, it gives me Asterion vibes and I just want to play it so much. Anyways, the quote is, "Your head is too pretty to be on a spike, my darling." And the darling at the end, truly, it's just so fun. Like, wow. But kind of like dangerous. Like, who is this person? Ugh. But it's like flirtatious, fun. Ugh, I love it. I love it. This one is by Gracie. I adore Gracie. Go check out her videos. It says, "Love is beautiful. Love is for everyone. And I wish they would have known that. I think they were just scared." And like, this makes me feel some sort of way. Makes me feel like this is a coming of age story. And just like, it's the sort of quote that really does encompass the whole novel. And I love this quote so much. Like, it gives me the shivers. The next quote goes like this. "They were two love-starved souls, reaching for something they couldn't hold." And do you guys really like have to make it rhyme? Like, it's already too good and then you make it rhyme like that. It's too much good. Too much good? That is my... I've been writing novels for my whole life and I just said that sentence. The sci-fi whip, oh, that gives me vibes. Like two love-starved souls gives me like star-crossed lovers vibes, like that sort of aesthetic. And it's just like, I'm obsessed automatically. Next up we have another quote which says, "Have you ever wondered why we sleep with our eyes closed?" And like, I don't know what it is with this quote, but it just got me so much. Like, it made me stop and really think, like, what is this story about? Have you ever wondered why we sleep with our eyes? It's like the sort of like, there's an imaginary like, or like crazy magic system, and then it's all described through like dreams. It just has so much potential, and I have no idea what your book is about, bestie, but I'm obsessed with it just from this little tiny line. So thank you so much for having the courage to share this. Everyone who shared, I love it so much. The next quote is like this. "It isn't every day a queen comes to power, but here I am, and I will build my own empire. Come hell and high water if you stand against me." Bad ass. Badass. queen vibes. I'm always here for it. I'm literally always here for it. And like come hell and high water, that like little alliteration scratches my brain. Like it scratches my brain, especially if it's a very like specific alliteration. Hell and high, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Hell and high, come hell and high water. It just has that sort of rhythm, and it's literally like 4 or 5 words. It's crazy. So I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Here's a little poem that someone wrote. I am so excited that you shared this because poetry is usually really like yeah, really personal. So a poet is a slave to her mind. Her thoughts hold her hostage. Unspoken words keep her prisoner, awaiting release. No one listens to her cries, so she writes it all down in pretty little words wrapped in a bow, so the world can see the shining sparkly version of the ugly truth that a poet will always know. You just wrote my whole biography, so thanks. Do I have to pay you? I will pay you. Anyways, that's so beautiful. A poet is a slave to her mind, awaiting release. Ugh, it just feels so tight, and like I love poetry that just makes you, I don't know, makes you feel, man, I'm a writer and I can't describe anything in my life. I just love the transformation of the poem and this whole idea of being a prisoner, a hostage, being shackled by your own thoughts. Really gives me Alec Benjamin, Mind is a Prison vibes. Go listen to that. Amazing song, but yeah, I love it so much. Next up we have this really fun one. I love this one and how short it is and how cool it is, and it says, leave it to Luna to wear a ball gown to school. It's just so cute. I adore it. And just like so quacky in a good way, in like a really good way, in a fun way. So like I love that so much. But oh my gosh, we're already at the end. I think this will be the end and the last quote, since I know this video is probably really long already. I do promise though that for my 100k, if I ever get to 100k, which has been a dream of mine since forever, I will do like an hour long. So I'll try my best to like read most of you guys's amazing quotes, because we're gonna do a big finale, because we've been doing this since like what, 60k, 50k maybe. Anyways, the last quote goes like this: never in my time keeping this city have I seen 2 souls fall in love within it. And this gives me fantasy vibes. This gives me like, this gives me a song. I can't describe how much I love this quote. It's something that will definitely sell me. Like if you put this on the back of your book, I will buy it. I will buy it. So I love it so much. But yeah, that's an amazing quote to end off on. But I love you all so much. Thank you all for who commented on my community post and was able to, yeah, just write and share your work. Like honestly, it requires so much confidence and so much like love for your work. So even if you did share it and I wasn't able to get to it, your writing is amazing, and the fact that you shared it and put it out there on the internet, even if it's in my small community, you're doing so well. So thank you all again for 90,000 subscribers, 90,000 amazing writer friends. Truly is amazing. I still can't conceptualize that in my mind. Like numbers to me don't make sense very much. But yeah, I love you all so freaking much. Thank you for all your support on my book Go side and on my channel and everything. I really hope to make more writing vlogs in particular. I'm having lots of fun here in the Netherlands. Truly a lot of fun. Yeah, I love it here. And I truly hope to get Go side to you by the end of the year sometime. So don't worry about that. And yeah, working on Go side as much as I can over here while I'm on exchange and studying, but it is really stressful all the time. So being able to have a chill out day with you guys and just reading some of you guys' quotes has truly made me feel so much better. But anyways, I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and good luck in all your projects. And thank you so much for 90,000 subscribers. Okay. I love you all so much, and I hope to see you in my next writing video. Okay, bye everyone.